lady, shut up! The fuck?
Where's the alcohol?
Welcome back to the podcast. I know we look a lot different compared to usual. And for the people that are listening, you can't see us, so just use your imagination or go to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yes! So, if you want nice flower crowns like this, I have another channel that will have a video up so you can watch it there. And it's a tutorial on how to make these beautiful gadgets.
They're gorgeous and they stay on your head pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I like them.
I know, and it's a great segue. We're talking about adult things, and adults definitely don't wear flower crowns.
Or wear them to, what's the story one to? Batteries and bulbs.
Yes, if you notice, if you're watching the video version of this week, the lighting is not that great because Megan broke the light bulb to the ring light. I didn't mean to. It tumbled over, and I about had a heart attack, and I thought I could fix it, and I could not. So we went today to Batteries and Bulbs, dressed in flower crowns head to toe, looking like a bunch of little music festival teeny boppers. And the guy could not even take us seriously.
Teeny Peppers. You know what though? I was okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you know what? We're gonna be who we wanna be, and that's that. All right.
So today, we wanted to, how I'm 24. How old are you?
23.
Right.
You said 24.
No, I said 23.
Oh, okay.
And we want to talk to you guys about, we are transitioning into adults. We're supposed to be adults, but we're still in that transitioning phase.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know, not everyone has their lives together. I feel like you're not really an adult until maybe 30.
Yeah, for real. I totally agree with that.
Because you're not really warned about the whole adulting process. It's just kind of, you get thrown into it. And you're just like, all right, figure it out. And you're like, oh my god, I don't think I have enough wine to get me through this.
No, and college is like not like if you're like I'm adulting in college, you're not. Not till you get out.
You get out and you're like, what in the world? I just spent for usually 5 years in this, and they're supposed to be preparing me for what? So we just want to list off a couple of things that we wanted to warn you about, or I guess, well, yeah, warn us.
Prepare. So if like you're younger, you're like, oh, okay, like this is what I'm getting myself in for. If you're like our age, you're like, yeah, I totally agree with them.
Because I feel like at 18, they're like, well, you're an adult.
Yeah.
And you're so excited to get out of your parents' house, and then years go by, you finally become that adult, we say in quotations, and you're like, what in the world?
Mm-hmm. And if you're older, then you're like, wow, yeah, they're right. Hopefully.
Yeah.
And if not, then we don't care. Alright. So this is shit no one tells you about being an adult.
Right.
You want to go first? I
mean,
feel like
you
Megan's
seem
got
rude.
some good ones.
So, the first one I had was cartoons. Cartoons as a kid, at least for our generation, was like really big. You'd watch it every single Saturday. There comes a time where it just kind of fades out.
Mm-hmm.
And even like Family Guy and stuff, like you watch it, but like as you get older, you don't really watch that anymore either. And if you do, you're a little too old to be watching that kind of stuff, I feel like.
Agreed. Unless you're a boy. Because if
Yeah.
you're a boy, you get a little longer span because you're not maturing at the same age.
I mean, I still watch South Park on occasion, but it's not like I'm watching it all the time.
No, I never really watched South Park, and then Megan had it on, and she was just like having the time of her life. She's like, that's my favorite character, that's Kenny. He always I'm like, Jesus, Megan. But you know what? We gotta have our like guilty pleasures.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like, I don't know, even Disney, I don't enjoy Disney as much as I used to.
Really? Disney
Not
Channel.
Not the
sucks.
new stuff.
No. It used to
But
be
it might
really
be because
good.
it's so different, but I don't know if I'm biased because I feel like we grew up with certain things, so you like reminisce on all these Disney movies. You're like, oh my god, this is so good. Because I sit down with my little cousins and they're like One's 5 and one's 9.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of still into that whole Disney thing. But they like that 3-dimensional, like, Pixar stuff.
See, yeah, no. I feel like the shows we watched when we were younger were just, like, realistic. Like, even if it was Hannah Montana, at least it was something you could relate to. And the acting wasn't horrible.
When you put that wig on, I had no idea that was Miley.
We could relate to that.
Yeah.
We had no idea it was you.
Ever.
But yeah. So, yeah, anyway. Okay,
It's you. It's you, girl.
dry shampoo will be your new shower. Even me, who works at a desk job, I cannot shower every day. It's just too much for
Well, I mean, I feel like as you get older, your skin changes, and no one warns you about that.
That's true. It gets dry.
Mine gets more oily. Like, I was already an oily teenager, and then I got into, like, my early 20s, and it's just like an oil pit up there.
And they're like, here you go.
And they're like, you don't shower for a day, and you wake up the next morning like, oh my god, what happened? Either, like, someone came in my room and dumped a whole thing of olive oil on my head, or I just sweat profusely throughout the night. Because it's just disgusting.
So, moral of the story, you're either going to get really dry skin like me, or you're going to get really oily.
Yeah, because you just think you're done with all these changes, and you change again.
Mm-hmm. And then when you hit 30, I feel like it's got to stop. Right?
No, I think it just keeps going. Because then it's like 30, maybe it might be your milestone where you're kind of just like the same, and then you hit 40, you go through menopause and stuff. So it's just like, it never ends. I don't know if for men it's different.
I feel like it's got to be similar. Because I feel like, I won't say his name, but somebody I know that I'm really close with has a way oily skin. And he's had oily skin his whole life. So I don't know. Alright, next one.
Life is really expensive. No one really tells you that.
Yeah.
Especially like groceries.
Mm-hmm.
You took like your parents going grocery shopping for granted.
Oh my god, yeah. My mom would be like, we spent $500 on groceries. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
alright, let me eat all of them.
You're like, whatever. Like, that's nothing to you guys. Then you're out here doing, you're like, oh man, we're gonna have to get some ramen noodles. We're gonna have to get really creative this week.
Yeah, for real. Like, I feel like veggies, ramen noodles, like, you live off veggies and cheap
Yeah,
shit.
because it's so much cheaper. Just to get some noodles and just kind of like figure out a way to make it creative and make it your own, or make sandwiches. Like, going out to eat is so expensive.
It's like $20.
And you have to work so hard just to like have a social life, because honestly, a social life, you can't just sit at your house all the time.
No.
You're gonna have to go do something, but you have to work to get money to have a social life and to hang out with people.
Agreed. Let's see. Making new friends / meeting new people is really hard. I
Yeah,
started my new job and I made maybe 3 friends.
I'm really good at making friends.
You are. I feel like it's easier though. They say that like it's better just to have a couple really good friends when you're older versus having like 20 friends, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I mean, when I came down here, it took me a little bit, but I found like the people that I connected with, and you kind of just keep them close.
Megan's good at it.
And it's a
terrible
working
at it.
process. It's not like just like in high school you're like, oh well, I see these people every single day. Like, I don't need to contact them. Even like my friends, like our friends that don't live here, you have to talk to them on a constant basis, or you're not in touch with them anymore, and you kind of fade. But I kind of feel like as like at least college friends, like I can talk to like certain people. Like, I have to like constantly talk to them just to keep it relevant. But some people I don't have to talk to all the time. And when we get back together, like my friends that were, I went to high school down here for a little bit, and I saw them after 7 years, and it's like we never even stopped talking.
Like, when I didn't live up down here, it was like when I called Megan, it was just like, it was like we just talked for like an hour, and it was nothing. So
So I feel like maybe stressing finding new friends isn't quite a huge issue, but like trying to keep the friends that you were friends with for so long. I guess you kind of figure out later on in life who your true friends are.
keep those close.
Yep. And welcome new people into your life.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely.
I have working out is no longer a trendy topic that you just take Instagram pictures of and you're like, I'm at the gym. It becomes like, I have to do this or I'm going to get fat.
You do, because you know sports or like anything, like even at college you're
Well,
walking around a lot.
Your metabolism changes.
Yeah.
It's like in college, like granted you would eat like crap, you would be drinking, and you like wouldn't really be doing anything majority of the time, but you would like go work out just because like the gym was there and it was like part of like whatever, and like everyone else did it. But it was like you kind of just stayed the same. Then you got out of college and you're like really trying to like eat right and stuff. You're like, oh my god, I gained 5 pounds.
And you feel like you're like, what did I do to gain this? I've been eating the same, doing the same thing, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It sucks. It sucks so much.
Yeah,
You have to work so hard to lose weight.
It is, at least for girls. I feel like for girls it's so hard.
Or even just maintain.
Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of the girls that I like went to school with, you look at them now and they're like, oh my god, they blew up. Because we all hit this like age and you're like, oh my god, I can't keep all this off anymore. Like all these little girls that were like rails in high school, in early college, blew up like balloons.
Yeah. Thankfully, I was like already the bigger girl. I was like, hey guys!
Thanks for catching up.
Welcome back to the scheduled programming. Let's see what I got. Your hangovers will last a couple of days if you go out and you party hard.
Oh yeah.
Because I used to be able to drink Fireball like it was water, and the next morning wake up and I could probably take another shot in the morning and go hard and whatever to the football games. Now, if I like take 4 Fireball shots, I wake up and I'm dead for 2 days. Horrible.
Yeah. And then you just want to eat everything in the world.
Greasy burgers. Ugh.
The appetite that you have after is disgusting. And then you just don't want to move. Like, it's like before you could, like, get up and function and, like, do whatever. But I feel like you only have, like, a certain amount of time that you can do that. It's like, if you don't drink before 21, that's, like, your prime. It was, like, 18 to 21, you could, like, drink whatever. After 21, your body started slowing down, which was crazy.
It's like that's why they made that the drinking age, because they know they're like, your hangovers are going to get terrible, you're not going to want to drink as much.
Yeah, and then at 24, you're just like, oh my god, I can only imagine by, like, 25.
Oh my god. I'm still going to party hard. But probably
but
just
I mean, like,
twice
we
a
go
month.
back to the money issue and life's expensive.
Yes.
Outside of, like, college and stuff, going to the bar is such an excursion.
Yeah, because in college, going to the bar, it's pretty cheap. Like,
And
the
you
drinks
have,
are
like, all
pretty
these
cheap.
people, and you, like, split the fare.
But now it's like we live in kind of like, we live in like a city-ish. So everything, getting to the Uber is like expensive because it's kind of like 20 minutes away. The drinks at the bar are like $8 for this little thing. And you're like, well, I had to drink 3 of those to actually feel something. So then you like pregame even harder, and then it's just horrible.
And then you're just, the next day, you're dead.
And then you spend money on food.
Yeah. It's seriously like you have to save just that go and have a good time one night. And then you wake up the next morning, God knows what you're going to see on that bank statement.
Oh, I hate that
Yeah.
feeling. And we're going to have that next weekend, so get ready, guys.
Mine is dating is not like a Nicholas Sparks movie.
Yeah.
Because everyone has, or like dating in general is so hard because especially now, Tinder is everything when it comes to dating. And I'm learning that even though I'm not like looking to date anyone, but it's like you can't meet anybody unless you do this online dating.
Are you on Tinder?
No.
Oh. Okay. I was like, I wonder if she is. No, it's
I don't.
hard.
I don't believe in any of those kind of things.
Do you-
I don't like those.
Do you not think you could find a potential person on Tinder?
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of weirdos on Tinder.
But you don't think there's one out of like 10 people that isn't a weirdo? Would you go on a date with someone on Tinder if he like legitimately was like, I had good conversation, let's try it out? Would you?
I hate like okay, so I hate texting. Like, how often have we been in a group chat with someone and I've responded?
Me too.
Like, I hate texting. I hate like the small talk stuff on the internet. I'm like, I feel like if you want to talk to me, we can like talk face to face, which is so unrealistic now. But I'm just like, I hate it. I hate
Yeah,
it.
it's hard to find. But if you don't go on the online dating apps, it's hard to actually find someone in just the everyday life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not
Yeah.
Nicholas Sparks book.
Oh my gosh.
So God knows.
I got lucky. I got it in college. Because it's easier to meet guys in college because they're everywhere.
Because when you go even out, they're like, it's weird because then they like start hitting on you and you're like, what are you doing?
Yep.
I got hit on in sweatpants at Best Buy. And I looked a mess. No makeup. I was like, what in the
And
world?
tell them your excuse.
I'm engaged.
She told this dude
And I'm
she
getting
was engaged.
I'm getting my ring resized.
Oh my god. I never get hit on in public, so if that tells you anything.
I was getting hit on at my finest.
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
yours?
Let's see. The next one. Did I already say everything starts to sag a little more?
No, you didn't, but
My boobs, they sag already, and I'm only 23.
my butt.
Yep. So anything that you're like, wow, I have great boobs or butt, no. Like,
Well, it goes back to I gotta start working out, but I feel like
Yeah.
boobs, it's like, you can't really avoid that one.
no, it's gonna happen. I think right now they're not terrible, but I know obviously when you have kids and stuff, they're only gonna get
Yeah,
worse.
especially like if you lose weight. So
Yeah.
like I lost weight, and so like where a majority of my weight goes is my butt and my hips,
Mhm.
and that sagged.
Yep. So, just get ready for that. There's
Ugh.
no way to get around it unless you're workout all the time.
Yeah, it's just. Ugh.
And good luck with that if you have an actual life.
Well, my next one was that the adult life isn't glamorous. I feel like a lot of times the media kind of like makes like all these like 20-something-year-olds having these glamorous lifestyles like Sex in the City and stuff, and that usually doesn't even happen because majority of the times you're right out of college, you're poor, and you're just trying to find a job.
Yep, living off your ramen noodles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, so true.
Yeah.
And it seems like when you're younger too, like it seems like the adults have their life and like they know everything. Like I
Yeah.
remember thinking, I was like, God, it's gonna be so weird to drive a car one day, and now it's like,
Or like moving out of your parents' house. That was
Mhm.
always such a weird concept when I was in high school. I'm like,
yeah,
I can't even imagine living like on my own.
not at all. But now I'm like, God, I'm so happy I'm out there.
Yeah.
No offense to my parents, but I like living by myself. All right. Wait, was that your
Yeah,
one?
it was
Okay.
mine.
Some people who used to be your best friend will not. Well, you had already touched on this. Will no longer be in your life, and they're gonna be like non-existent. So like, I have a couple of friends in high school who are like seriously my best friends. I spent literally every waking moment with them, except for when I was sleeping. And now I would be lucky if I texted them and they even responded back.
But I feel like as you get older, you change,
Mm-hmm.
and you like kind of weed those people out of your life because you both change.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, but it's just gonna happen, and it happens to everyone. So don't feel like bad about it.
Or you're
It's
like,
weird
oh my
now.
god, I don't have any friends. I don't feel like anyone relates to me. But you're gonna find somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's their own kind of weird, but you always find another person with your own kind of weird. Like
Shoot,
us.
girl, that was so deep.
That was kind of deep, but not deep. Okay, all right, you go.
I said that college doesn't equal jobs.
True. It took me a year.
But I feel like have like beat that into your head. Like after high school, you're like you have to go to college. If you don't go to college, you're not gonna find a job. But you get out of college, you're like, oh my god, where's my job?
That's how I
It's supposed to come with my diploma package deal.
No, that's exactly what I thought too. And I was like, but everyone in college is like, oh my god, I'm so ready to get out of college. You don't
Yeah.
realize how much fun though you're having in there
I
too.
know.
So it's like a messed up thing because I feel like, yeah, college doesn't agree a job, but at the same time, I still feel like everyone should go because it's such a good experience. But at the same time, what's the point if you're gonna spend a lot of money and
And
not
it
get a
doesn't
job?
really teach you anything. Like, so like my next one was filing taxes. Where was our class on filing taxes?
Exactly.
Because I had to learn to do that by myself this year.
There's so many like.
Or like,
What's a mortgage?
What's
Like-
a 401k?
Yeah, I have one. I don't even know what it is. Like I know what it is, but
Like, how should I like prepare myself for a proper retirement? Even though like everything's changed compared to like what our parents did for retirement.
and like
Like,
and,
where was that class?
and I want to know like what insurance and benefits and I don't know. I just not
Like
it
what
doesn't
I should
come-
look for?
Yeah. Like it doesn't
No.
just come naturally, and I feel like if I'm not doing, even if I'm doing deep research, I'm still like I don't know. what
But
I'm
I feel
doing
like
yet.
kind of like sometimes your parents don't even really know.
Yeah, I feel that way too, and I'm just like, oh, we have it, and is it messed up?
No, your crown's just falling off your head. There you go, my love, my flower child.
So yeah, that's that. Just be prepared to not know a lot.
You're gonna have to really like teach yourself all over again. I feel
Mhm.
like life is just a constant like class, even if you're not even paying for it anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you're always changing, and even if you think
Like-
you want something one day, you're gonna want something different the next day.
But I feel like it's like we're in a time where everything's kind of at our fingertips. We have the internet. Imagine our parents going through that. They didn't have the internet. And if their parents didn't know how to do it, how did you learn how to do anything? Drugs. That wasn't my parents.
My next one is sitting at a cube for 40 hours a week is not all it's cracked up to be.
Please tell me where that was like, you know what I want to do? Sit in a cubicle.
Because, okay, my
maybe
thought,
The Office was like really hyping it up, or maybe Workaholics or something.
Yeah, but also like me working at Staples for so long and just like literally just starting to hate human beings for everything. Like I could care less who you were. I freaking hated you because you came into Staples. So I was like, okay, once I get an office
it's like
job.
the customer service industry, I recommend to everybody because it really does give you an insight on how stupid people are, and you have to really learn to be patient with people.
Yeah.
And you really, at an early age, depending on when you like started your customer service job, you have to learn to like be polite and then kind of turn it off. Not towards the customer, of course, but it's like, I don't know, I can like really be like, oh, hi, how are you, blah, blah, and then go in the back house and be like, oh my god, I can't even stand whoever that was. Like, you can't be like that all the time.
No, yeah. But at an office job, I don't know, it just seems like it's like
You're
a
in a
million
small
times
world.
better than dealing with people at that point because you're so fed up. And then you realize how boring it is.
But it really, the customer service really does teach you how to deal with people.
And it's nice, though, I never thought, like, customer service, you're doing something, like, something different's happening every single day. At an office job, I'm literally doing the same thing almost every single day.
So
So,
I don't have, like, my actual career yet from college. That's
She
just,
will.
that's one job I just can't see myself doing.
I honestly,
The cubicle thing.
it sucks, but at the same time, I'm like, if I had to go back to Staples, I think I would cry. So,
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for it, but
I mean, I feel like once you get to that point where you're, like, past your college and your high school jobs, hopefully you never go back to it.
yeah. Oh, yeah, because that would just be freaking terrible.
Ugh.
And always strive to be better. Like, always think, like, don't be like, oh, retail, this is... I guess if that's what you want, that's fine. But always think, like, oh, this is all I'm good for. I'm just going to stay and do this the rest of my life. No. Like, this is your life. You only get one time to live it. Do it right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's not really a lot of motivation, like, once you get into the adult world. It's kind of like you're always getting hit with something, and no one's really there to pick you up. Maybe your parents, but still they're kind of on the other side and be like, well, you should be doing this. Why aren't you doing this? Where you kind of have to, you really got to learn how to, like, pick yourself up as an adult.
Definitely.
Which sucks. Some days it's really hard to get out of bed.
Oh, my God. What's your next
Mine, the topic, just eating in general.
one? Okay.
Because, one, eating you need to survive. Two, it's like a worrisome thing because you're like, oh my god, am I going to gain this weight? And the other one, it's just like, if you're trying to like lose weight or maintain weight or like just try not to gain anything whatsoever, you're stuck with these boring foods.
It sucks because right now, I know, I'm trying to lose weight and I'm trying to lose 30 pounds by June. So it's a strive. And it's so hard because I literally eat salad every day. But I know, like, I'm like, if I keep doing this, it's going to show results.
Yeah, you can't eat like you did when you were 12. When I was 12, I could eat a whole box of those El Paso tacos. Like the shells. Whole box gone.
I could eat 2 cans of Chef Boyardee ravioli.
Yeah.
But I got
That's your
fat,
hobby.
though. I got fat. So just watch what you eat. Just
You
think
can't
about
eat
what...
like your teenage self anymore.
No, you can't just throw down Big Macs, because that's what I did all last year. I thought it just went,
Because
nowhere.
when you're younger, you're just like, I just want anything that tastes good. Or now you have to be like, I have to eat wholesome foods that are boring usually, but I have to eat something that's just gonna fill me up so I'm not hungry. And I'm eating to survive.
Yep, and then you have to counteract your drinking calories too, because you got to think, drinking is calories. It sucks. Because in college, I remember was like, oh yeah.
And some days you just like, I just need the whole bottle of wine.
But I don't need it. Exactly. So just think, that whole bottle of wine.
And drinking in college was like cute. They're like, oh yeah, let's go out and this and that. When you drink all the time as an adult, it is sad and you're an alcoholic. we don't drink all the time. A majority of the time that you guys are watching this, we're drinking coffee. Today we're drinking wine.
Because it was a hard day.
Yeah. Once we went to batteries and bulbs, we just need a glass of wine after that. But we're gonna break right here. We will be back in a second. So see you then. All right, welcome back. So I have, lady, I have 2 other segments.
Okay.
Lady, did you wake up from your nap or like what's going on? Hold on, wait, we have to restart it.
Just lay down.
Welcome back. We already just said that, but I forgot to start the actual podcast. So, I have like 2 different categories. What do you got going on over there?
It's just literally,
Just things?
yep. Just whatever my brain was like, yep.
Oh.
So you can just, I'll just continue mine, and Megan has like an actual format.
Yeah, I was organized. That comes with being an adult. Some of us are still trying to do this. Okay, so this one I said things I don't understand as being a transitioning adult was experience. So, when you were trying to get a job, they asked for experience. But you're just out of college.
You don't have.
You don't have any of the experience. So they're asking for the experience so you can gain experience at this job. Which makes absolutely no sense to me.
Yeah, and even sometimes, like, I know you had an internship and I had an internship.
Wasn't enough.
And we both worked, so we're busting our butts, and they're still like, oh,
And,
but
like-
you didn't have a real job?
Yeah.
I'm like, but when was I supposed to have that job?
But like I was trying to get the job, but the other person told me I didn't have enough experience. So it's like, what?
So
or they're
excuse
like,
me.
they get at you and they're like, well, you can do a free internship. I'm sorry, what? I'm trying to survive.
I gotta feed myself, I gotta have a roof
But,
over
like,
my head.
The internships that they like expect is like something like 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and then they expect you to work this other job on top of it.
I know.
Just don't understand.
But then, it's like, they're not gonna give you a job, and then you have to go find another job, and they're like, but you don't have an internship, you need experience. So it's just a never-ending cycle until someone is
someone
just
gives
like,
you that chance.
"Ah." I got
Yeah.
freaking lucky. You have to know people.
Yeah.
That's another thing I would say too, is I hated when people said that in college because I was like, this is stupid. But knowing someone and getting your foot in the door through that way, it's gonna be a million times easier. And that's
Yeah.
how my job hires too. They hire first if they know someone, and then
So
the next
messed
people
up, though.
go. Yeah.
Because it was really like when you got the job, like your like college and high school jobs. If I knew somebody that was gonna work at Taco Bell with me, they'd be like, "Oh no, don't recommend anyone."
Yeah, and it's scary. Like recommending someone, it freaks me out because I'm like, frick, that's like my, you know what I mean?
That's your reputation
Yeah,
online. Because if they don't
exactly.
do good, they're like, "Wow,
Mhm.
Amanda, like you recommended this person to me."
That's what I keep saying too. They're like, if you want to recommend anyone, just remember it's basically you like putting your reputation on the line.
So at your job, if you like requested me and then I got the job and I did a really bad job, would they fire you too?
they would look down on you a lot. Like they do annual raises, so just guarantee your raise is not going to be what you thought it was, even if you are a really good employee.
Yeah, that's a lot on the line.
Mhm.
That's your life.
Yep. Hold on. Sorry, you can go if you want.
I said dressing for corporate America.
Fudge. I agree. I wrote that down too. Like your dress
Ugh.
clothes become your everyday clothes for me. Like my weekend, I'm like sweatpants, yes.
But I'm just like, I love fashion and
Mhm.
I hate corporate America, like formal clothes. I
Me too.
hate
They're
them.
ugly. I hate wearing dress pants. I hate it. I feel like I look like a hippopotamus.
Yeah, it's not flattering. They're not cute. And I just feel like it just strips your like individuality.
Oh yeah,
Completely.
definitely.
It's like you have to look like everyone else and you have to conform.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so anti that.
You are. And casual Friday, I've realized does not mean like really casual Friday. Like you can't wear like you can wear jeans, but you still have to wear like the dressy top. And I was like, oh,
Oh, cool.
I thought I could wear a
Thanks
t-shirt.
for letting me wear what I want.
So it sucks. Just get ready for that, because that was a big
But I
change.
mean, like, every job doesn't require that. A lot of
Yeah.
that stuff now has changed a little bit, but you have to be in the environment where it's like a creative field or like be your own person.
Yeah, so if you have a cube job,
Yeah, you're gonna have to
screwed.
conform.
yeah.
Which, ugh, I thought we were in the United States.
Individuality,
I
freedom.
mean, it comes, like, there's a certain point where it's like, alright, you can't be wearing, like, chains all over your pants, and you can't be showing, like, inappropriate, like, body parts and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, some things, like, oh, like, that's a really cute outfit. But you can't wear that because it's not, like, a formal attire.
Yeah. And I think it depends on where you're working, because I know my job, they're very, like, they're I was like business casual, but they let me wear my nose ring. So, it give and take, like, take what
Or,
you
like,
can get.
like, certain, like, shorts and stuff, obviously you don't want to wear anything that's going up your butt. But I had an internship that was, like, casual. And I wore shorts, but they were to my fingertips, and they're like, you can't wear that here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry. My school, at least, my whole entire life told me I could wear shorts to my fingertips. And these are, like, they weren't, like, Daisy Dukes or anything, or, like, chicken shorts. They were, like, the nice, like, I guess business shorts. They're, like, pleated and stuff. And they were longer, and they told me I couldn't wear them because it would distract the older men. Which is so sexist. I couldn't even believe she said that to me.
Yeah. There's really no way to wear shorts business casual.
Yeah.
So,
Even if they're long.
that's a good word of advice right there, because I had the same issue too. I thought you could wear shorts at my other job, and they're like, no. And it's embarrassing when you get told that you can't wear shorts.
And yeah, you're like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
because you feel like you're like, I don't know. It's
Like a slut. And
yeah,
you're
that's
not.
how I felt.
And I'm just like, oh my god, these aren't even, like, short at all.
My next one was that hanging. Oh, you're not gonna agree with this one, but I feel this way. Your parents will actually be fun to hang out with. Was like, even in college, me and my mom just butted heads on everything. So as soon as, like, after a year moving out, it was just like we became best friends. I feel like I can call her and talk to her on the phone for 2 hours, and it's like talking to my best friend.
Well, okay. So my parents are more strict. They're a lot more fun and easygoing because I'm older and we're kind of more like peers versus, you know, my daughter and parents. My dad is more like, he's very business oriented, so he's always like talking to people like he's in a business meeting. So
My dad too.
he's kind of harder to do that with. My stepmom, she's more easygoing now, but some things, because of her religious beliefs, she doesn't really like to talk about. So there's certain things that can be on the table and certain things that can't be.
So,
Which we have the same religious beliefs, just two different generations of it.
it's just gonna depend on your parents.
Yeah.
But
But
that's
it's-
how I feel.
It's cool because you can go to and be like, when I was 16, I stole all your wine coolers and I drank them upstairs. And they don't care.
Where I'll be like, oh, by the way, remember in high school when I spent the night at my friend's house? I actually rode home in the back of a cop car and you never found out.
Yeah.
Fun fact. So, yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. My other one was marriage. Your parents are asking you about marriage if you're in a, like, serious relationship. Or everyone around you seems to be getting married.
Yes. And it's already started for us. I feel like we're young, but like Chloe's already married and it's just gonna start spiraling.
But you feel like you're way too young to get married. Like, I'm 24 years old.
I know. I'm like, I could not imagine getting married.
No. My thing is, I don't have my life together. I do not want to bring someone else into my life and try to figure out both of us at the same time.
Don't feel like you have to rush it. That's, I feel like, the main thing with us.
Just because everyone else is doing it, it's kind of like drugs. Just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it too.
Yes. Agreed. I agree with that because my hair is so messed up. Sorry.
The same
But-
thing with babies. I feel like everyone's having babies.
Yeah, I couldn't even. I wanted to be to like 30, and I feel like it used to be that way. Like
No,
when we're-
I feel like our parents got, like, married a lot younger.
yeah, like my mom had me at 25, and I was the third kid.
Yeah, like my mom and my dad, they got married 24.
Yeah,
And they had me at 27, 28.
I think Josh's parents got married at 21.
Granted, they waited a long time in between. So, like, when it comes to your view on that, would you, like, just wait to get married at, like, 30 and then wait a couple years to have a kid? Or would you just get married, or, like, be in, like, a long-term relationship with someone, get married, and then have kids right after marriage?
Probably the second one. I don't know. See, I'm still like that person that's undecided about children. But then I feel like if I prolong dating someone and
Mhm.
be like, oh, I don't know, and then you're like decide, because I'm still like when you're 18, everyone's like, you're gonna know if you want kids in a couple of years, and I'm still like, I don't know.
Because you're like, I feel like I have a lot more to do.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Because I'm at that limbo where I'm like, I shouldn't be with anyone right now because I have so much I need to get done. But then you get to a point where you're like, oh my god, I'm 27 years old. Like when I get to be 27, I'm like, oh my god, I need to find somebody.
But then
And
you
then
don't want to be like, well, I guess I'll just pick you.
Yeah, and then like you get married to this loser, and then you want to be in like a long-term relationship or like want to be with him for a while, then get married, and then it's like usually after marriage is like, well, you gonna have kids?
Well, I feel like that's why being a woman sucks, because you have a clock, obviously, that internal clock, like, oh, if you want children,
But
you need
it's
to have
like
by this
even
time.
nowadays, it's not like you really have a clock because you can freeze your eggs, or you can get like someone to have kids for you, or you can adopt. But my thing is like, if you have the kids, you don't want to be that old grandma mom.
But then, yeah, and see, that's where the appeal comes to having kids younger, because then once you get to like your 50s, your kids are older, then you can go do your own thing.
Yeah.
So it's.
But we also do have a friend, our friend Sarah. Her mom was
Sarah.
really young.
How old was she?
She was like 20 when she had Sarah, and Sarah's 21 now, so her mom's 40.
And now she's like, can go do her thing.
Yeah, but like she was telling me last night, she was like, we have a mutual friend that's 30. Isn't that weird?
That is really weird. I don't know. It's just whatever you guys want to do, but I'm just saying that it's gonna be.
It's such an iffy topic.
Yeah, it's just something you have to decide for yourself,
Right.
and you come to
Like a preference.
yeah when you get older.
Yeah.
Like when you're 20.
But I do think like getting married at 18 is just way too young.
Yeah, unless you're like.
Just because you're legally an adult doesn't mean you're an actual adult.
And nothing. At least I feel nothing changes, besides for a fact like they're gonna stick with you when you get married, but they can still cheat on you. There's like it's still gonna happen.
Because sometimes you're like too young, and then you guys have only been with each other, and then
and you're like
usually
curious.
it's the guy. I'm not trying to be sexist, but statistically, it's the guy, and they get a little promiscuous and a little curious,
And you're just like,
and you get stuck with the kids.
yeah. So just be smart, make good decisions. Let's see. You will have to spend money on boring things like towels and rugs.
Yeah.
That
Toilet
sucks.
paper.
You kind of start going into that in college a little bit, but just get ready, because toilet paper. Who wants to go to the store and buy toilet paper when you worked hard for that money? But you have to do it.
Oh, to add on to the baby thing, having a baby is no longer an oh shit moment or like a negative thing.
It's like
Oh, she's pregnant.
I'm gonna cry. I would cry. I think it's just different for every person, though. But yeah, you're right. Ugh, God. Let's see. Going out to drink can sometimes feel like a chore until you actually get to the bar.
Yeah.
That's true.
Doing anything.
Yeah.
Like just getting out of bed and being like, oh my god, my one friend's baby shower is today.
Guess I better get ready.
Yeah.
Coffee's necessary.
Going to Target is fun.
Yes! It's our favorite thing to do.
As a kid, I hated Target. Hated Walmart, hated Home Depot. Now it's like, oh my god, let's go. Let's see what we can get there for our house.
Oh my god, I love. You're gonna worship Fridays if you have weekends off. Worship. It's gonna feel like the best day. You're gonna wake up and be like.
And you're not always going to be out with friends and stuff. It's like you can be sitting in front of the TV and like marathons, upon marathons on Netflix.
Yes.
Eating pizza.
Eating pizza, just being able
Just
to drink.
chilling.
Like, because I don't drink during the week because I know I'm gonna wake up at like 7 in the morning. So getting able to just sit back and have a glass of wine, put a movie on is the best. Oh. The best.
Your Christmas list becomes things like a blender, a knife set, all the boring things. Toys are out of the question. Toys R Us left the building a long time ago.
No, yeah, definitely.
The new Toys R Us is Target. I do too. Something about it. I think it's like they put something in the air because as soon as you go in there, you're like, I need It all.
And even if you don't have money to spend, you still find a way to spend
Yes,
money
and
there.
you honestly cannot get out of Target without spending at least $40.
Yes! Yes!
And you know it's overpriced.
I don't know. I seriously usually like. I feel like I'm a thrifty person usually, but when it comes to Target, I will spend $30 on
You're like,
one thing.
well, it's Target.
Oh, Target, I hate you, but I love you.
I know.
Let's see. You can never figure out who you really are until you leave your hometown, and I believe this. I know I have a lot of friends who have not left like their hometown.
Yeah.
But I feel like they seriously have not explored who they truly are. I don't know. That's how I personally feel.
I can't relate to that one.
No, yeah, because you moved around a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I feel. Because I'm from a small town where everyone literally knows everyone. So once you get out of that and you kind of...
feel like you kind of maybe conform to those people?
Oh, we totally did. Totally did. And I feel like I was still, like, not, like, the most conformed, but once I got out of that and went to college and I met you guys, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I was a totally different person. Not totally, but totally.
Totally, but totally.
And
Start owning nice Tupperware and pots and pans.
You go to the store to buy Tupperware? Because
Yeah.
I did that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Or nice silverware and plates.
Yep.
For your company that's coming over.
Yep. When you buy your lover Valentine's Day wine glasses.
Yeah, some nice ones.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh my god. When being popular is no longer a thing.
yeah.
No one cares.
Well,
who
that
you are.
was never like a strive for me.
No. I
Because it
didn't
was
care.
just like it wasn't gonna happen.
And if it happened, I was like, cool. But I did not care. Even in high school,
I
was
just
like, eh.
didn't like. I would like talk to those people, but it wasn't. They weren't people I was like, yeah, I want to be their friend.
But do you think that the popular people knew that they were popular?
Yeah, they definitely did at my school.
I always thought about that.
Because they just, like, they would all hang out and they just thought they were, like, just pretty much the shit the whole entire time. They were, like, they just knew and they knew they could get away with things. And the last high school I went to, it was such a small town that all, like, the teachers, like, knew of the popular kids and they tried to conform with them. Like, it was disgusting.
You suck, popular people. And those are always the people that are, like, the giant.
But
in the
and
movies.
now they're like they don't know how to function. At least a
Yeah.
lot of the people that I've like seen on Facebook and stuff, because that's the only reason you have Facebook, which is another thing.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
don't use Facebook anymore.
They
just
do-
to stalk people.
Yeah, literally. And just to post selfies, be like,
Mhm.
look at me
But
now,
from
bitch."
what I've seen, they just talk to the people they talk to in high school with. Because
Yeah.
they can't relate to anyone else. Because they never got to the status that they were before.
Like, after high school, their life is just like,
Yes, and you also realize outside of high school that the pretty girls that were in your class are not that pretty.
yeah, definitely. Like, and you learn makeup after. I did not know how to do my hair and makeup in high school.
Mm.
So those girls are just like, because I feel like in high school it was like straighten your hair and
Mhm.
put some eyeliner on and you could have been pretty.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I got out of college and I was like, you know what? Curly hair is okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. You think in high school that curly, like, at least when we were in high school, curly hair was like, ew.
Yeah, you just had to learn to
Yep.
conform with everybody. You had to look like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
I didn't.
as an adult, you get to be your own individual, which I think is the coolest thing.
That should be like the quote of adulthood.
Yeah. You get to be your own person.
Mm-hmm. It's awesome. It's so
That's
cool.
one of the biggest chapters of being an adult, is finding out who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And that was honestly when I moved out by myself, outside of college without you guys.
Mm-hmm.
My like New Year's resolution was like I want to find out who I am by myself without any influence of anyone else, and I feel like that makes you a better person.
Yeah, you shouldn't be with somebody else until you figure out who you really are.
Right.
Because then you're gonna start conforming to who they are. Whatever.
So like my biggest thing is like kind of just like if you had the opportunity to move.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean you only get one life. You may as well just try it out, and if you
Yeah.
don't like it, you can always move back.
Right. It might
So-
take a while to save up because remember life is expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of weird because my last thing on here says, marriage is not everything, independence is the key to life.
Yeah, because I feel like we live in a generation where women are really like taking a stance on things,
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of learned throughout your childhood that women were kind of secondary,
Yes.
To
Oh,
men.
yeah. Because that's how it was. Yeah.
and you kind of learn you're like, I don't need a man to complete my life and stuff like that, and you kind of like learn that into adulthood.
And if you think you do, you don't.
Yeah, but that's the woman side of it. I don't really know men wise.
Yeah. We'll figure that out next week when
Yeah.
we have 2 men on our podcast. Get ready for that.
Let's see, I had other ones.
Let's see, Megan has good ones.
Candles make you happy.
Yeah, candle shopping too.
Yeah.
Getting a
Candles are expensive.
You know, yes. I agree with that. Like $20 for a big, like,
Yeah.
free wick.
Mm-hmm.
Those are expensive. Getting
Plans become a code word for errands.
yeah. That's true.
Wine is your best friend on the hardest of days.
We're about to go, yeah.
You start to lose your sense of what is cool with the kids.
Yep. Because I didn't know what OOTD was for the longest time.
Really?
Yeah.
Outfit of the day?
You would always put that and I wouldn't know. I had to Google it.
Well, I feel like some of the acronyms I don't really know.
Yeah.
Tumblr is like foreign like language.
I have no idea. I have one and I don't know how to work it.
I do too, and I don't understand it. I do it to like maybe like try to promote the podcast, and I'm like, I don't know.
I think I'm doing that.
Like we try to do memes and stuff. Like memes are cool. Like we just do it on the Instagram.
Mhm.
But memes are like a big like thing on Tumblr.
Mhm.
But Tumblr's too weird.
Tumblr is weird. Twitter, I probably like not the
Yeah,
right one
you're
to say
way
this.
too
I don't know
behind.
when I'm still on Facebook. Like
You know, you're just like way behind time.
Instagram and Facebook is the only thing I
I'm very internet oriented,
Mhm.
but Amanda's not. Like Amanda's just not internet oriented at
I
all.
was born in the wrong time.
Easily.
Easily. Should have been like 60s or 70s.
Most of the celebrities on the Kids' Choice Awards are complete strangers.
And they look like babies.
Yeah.
Like when I thought when we were freshmen, the seniors looked so old. But when I feel like when we got out of college, the seniors look like babies.
I know.
It's weird.
Even when I was like in kindergarten and the 4th graders, because when I went to elementary school, it was only kindergarten through 4th grade, they looked like they were 20-year-olds.
Yes. And you're like, I can't wait to be that old.
And then you get to it and you're like, I still look like a child.
I don't know if that was just like our generation or is that just what happens when we get older.
I don't know. But it's weird.
It
It's
is really weird.
the year 2000 doesn't seem like it was 16 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Feels like yesterday.
Yeah. Especially like my younger cousins. One was born in 2002.
That's
Isn't that
weird.
crazy?
It feels like they should be like a day old.
Or like seniors in like high school were born in like 1990 something. They're like
Yeah.
the last 90s kids, but they're not even really 90s
No,
kids because they
not.
were born at the end of it.
Exactly. It's weird. It's really weird. It feels like we were like 10 years old yesterday.
I know.
And kind of like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like that period of like middle school and high school just goes by like,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't even realize it.
And we lived through like so many like events.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. We're getting so old so fast.
Life just goes by quick. It does.
One of them was you have to Google slang. That's yours.
Oh,
You have a usual drink or a usual food at like your usual places that you
Yeah.
know. Like everything becomes a habit. Like when I go to Starbucks, I usually get a caramel iced coffee, no cream, no sugar.
Yep. I go to Dunkin' Donuts now and I get black iced coffee.
Yep, and the Dunkin' Donuts that I live by, the guy knows me.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just, you just do that when you get older. You just become a creature of habit.
Mhm.
And I feel like that increases as time progresses
Mhm.
because my family, my dad and my stepmom go to this like diner every single Sunday.
Mhm.
And as soon as they sit down, they know exactly what they're eating. And they bring it to them
Ugh.
5 minutes later.
Yeah, that's. Ugh, I don't know about that. That's gonna suck. But it's actually gonna be awesome at the same time. Okay.
But naps are a necessity.
Yes. Oh yeah, and especially you learned that in college too. But once, like for me, I have no time to take a nap. Because when you work a 9 to 5, when are you gonna fucking take a nap?
I mean, yeah. Especially, I feel like on the
Sucks.
weekends, you're just so drained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like you try to sleep in, but your body clock is just like off.
Mhm.
So you wake up at your usual time, and then you're just like, oh my god, I'm so tired. So you waste your whole entire weekend sleeping.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I want to hang out with that person, and do all this stuff, but you're like, I'd rather just sleep.
The phrase "you'll understand when you're older" finally makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'd always be like, shut up. Oh,
Yeah.
You don't know anything.
Or just wait until you're older. We'll tell you when you're older.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of like goes back to like when your parents become more than just your parents. They're kind of more of your peers, and they talk to you more about stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, lady distracted me. She looks like she's drunk. You drunk?
You don't care, lady. You don't care about what people think.
Yeah. Like today we went out looking like this and I could give a shit.
Yeah, we really just like we came from a wedding or something.
And we were gonna say that if anyone asked, we're like, oh, we're just photographing a wedding today.
No big deal.
So yeah, and don't feel like you have to conform anymore. You be yourself. Who cares? Whatever. Do what you want to do.
And then my last one is chores that your parents made you do are real life events that you actually have to do.
They suck. Cleaning the toilet. I was like, man, Mom,
You used
Dad,
to like
you
get
suck.
paid like $5 and be like, oh yeah, well you can just vacuum like the downstairs and we'll pay you $5. And I was like, if I don't vacuum the downstairs, it's gonna look disgusting.
Mm-hmm. So you have to do it, and you have to make your place look nice.
Yeah, and you like clean to impress people.
Oh yeah. Like when you guys came over last weekend, I cleaned for 3 hours.
Yeah, and
before.
like when your mom was always like, we gotta make sure everything's clean. Grandma's coming. You're like,
Mm.
why? Grandma
Yeah.
understands.
Yeah. Now I get it. I totally get that.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucked. But yeah, don't be afraid to be yourself. That's what. And clean, and people that have made it this far, you are
Thanks.
troopers.
Instead of your parents scheduling your doctor's appointments, you avoid going to the doctors and trying not to die.
Yes. We should have done that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is true. Because I put off the gynecologist appointment for a long time until I thought I had issues.
I just feel like as an adult, you're just trying to do anything that you can just to survive and not to die in general.
Mm-hmm.
Because adulting is so hard.
Mm-hmm. It's a tough transition, but y'all are gonna get there.
We all have to do it,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately.
Yep.
And no one really knows how to do it. No one knows a formula to do it.
There's no
and-
book on it.
Nope.
That's well, there probably is, but nothing that you should follow point by point. It's just gonna happen.
And school never prepares you for it.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that, we're going to do our usual outro. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Our username is @Megan and Amanda. We also have our YouTube, obviously, if you're watching right now. Thanks. We also have the iTunes. We no longer have SoundCloud because they want us to pay for that. We already pay for iTunes.
Oh, we also have our own website, notsosoberthoughts.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can also listen to the podcast on there.
You can reach us at our email, which is meganandamanda90@gmail.com. We are still looking for sponsors. If you would like to sponsor the podcast, it makes it possible that we could possibly do SoundCloud and have a better website. So we do really appreciate that.
And get better looking equipment.
And to be able to have an actual light this week. So we buy multiple light bulbs versus, waiting for Amazon to send us the one. Anyway, thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure that you comment, like, subscribe, and give us some suggestions. Some suggestions that you guys want to listen to for the next following weeks.
Don't forget, next week we have 2 special guests coming on the podcast, so look forward to that.
Yep, 2 boys. So suggest what you want to see next, and we will see you guys next week.
Thanks for tuning in to Not So Sober Thoughts.
Bye! Bless your heart. What do you think that is?
I don't know. Bless your heart. Oh, like, I don't know.